BYU football linebacker and a guy who balled out on Friday night, Fred Warner. Fred, welcome back to BYU Sports Nation.
What's up, guys? Good to be on.
I know it wasn't the prettiest game, 17-16, but there's something to be said about just winning. So what did you take away from that 1-point win on the road in a very late Friday night game, Fred?
I feel like our team really grew, a lot closer from that game. Like you said, it was a hard-fought battle all the way through. Our defense played pretty well for the most part, except for that final drive, giving up that late touchdown. But our offense scored enough points to win the game, and that's all that matters. And so we came away with a W. So good.
Tell us about that final drive as you're up by 7, trying to make a last stand.
Yeah. So actually, that 4th and 1, they had the ball, and then that quarterback boot that went a long ways. That was actually me in the corner. We should have stayed backside. I tried to play a little too aggressive and try and make a play that I shouldn't have, but that's how we got loose. And then, that goal line stand, or not goal line stand, after they scored, Mike Watts made a huge play in the end zone to win us the game, so that was huge on his part. But I think all the way through the game, for the most part, our defense played pretty assignment sound and executed really well, except for that last part. That's all.
So you have 7 tackles, 2 sacks, and recover a fumble. What will you remember more from that game? The play you just described of the 4th and 1, or the rest of your game, because it was really good?
Well, it depends on which one Coach Finger reminds me of more. So this morning he was bringing up the 4th and 1 quite a bit. But,
of course he was.
For me personally, I'll probably remember the sacks.
Okay.
That was always good to get.
That's fair. One of your best, if not the best game you've had at BYU as a linebacker. Do you finally feel like you are healthy and at full speed coming off of an injury last year, Fred?
Yeah, for sure. The beginning of the season, I felt like I did start off pretty slow, just trying to get comfortable back in my own body and stuff like that. But, coming into these last few games, I feel like every game I've gotten a lot better. Just running to the football and playing more assignment sound, making more plays. And so, I feel a lot more confident in my play and what I'm doing out there right now.
Fred, during the game, the San Jose Spartans tweeted out a photo that said Spartan Nation, and it had the packed stands, and then they deleted it because there was all BYU fans in the stands. Tell us about the throng that showed up there.
Yeah, it was basically a home game. I mean, Coach Mendenhall told us before the game that, when we were walking through the stadium, that the whole side was going to be filled with BYU fans. And so, that's always great to see that our fans are so loyal and, travel really well for us. And, obviously we make big plays during that game and the crowd roars. So that's always great.
Fred Warner with us on BYU Sports Nation, sophomore linebacker. What was the message from Bronco Mendenhall this morning, Fred?
Just a little bit like what I said before. Just, our defense, I think, he said that we played really well throughout the game, executing and playing really hard all the way through the whistle. Just, little assignment mistakes here and there is what got them just the bulk of their yards. But for the most part, he said we played really well.
Now you have the challenge of a Missouri team who has struggled offensively, but what kind of preparation will need to go into this week to take on one of the SEC's best teams the last couple of years, although they've struggled this season?
Well, this morning we just got done with our lifts and regen to get our bodies right, and then we'll have practice tonight. But, just lots of film study. I know they run a lot of spread and, 10, 11 personnel stuff. But, we're just going to treat it just like another week, just prepping this whole week.
But does this game matter a little more because you have a meaningful November game and it's Missouri and it's SEC?
Oh yeah, towards our record, I feel like it's it's huge. We've been on a really good trend lately, or not lately, as of late, with the wins that we've been racking up. So this is just another step towards what we want to accomplish, which is ultimately 11-2, or whatever our best outcome could be. So just another week.
5 straight wins for BYU. That equals a high within the independent state of football at BYU, going for number 6 against Missouri and Kansas City on Saturday. Fred, let's ask you about your brother Troy, who is an early enrollee for BYU football. He is committed to come and play with you. What was that like for you when you found out that Troy was going to come and be part of the Warner brothers at BYU?
Well, Well, he had been so Oregon committed that I just didn't know if it was going to be a possibility. But just one day he all of a sudden texted me, he's like, man, I think I had a change of heart. I want to come play with you. I was like, really? Okay, come on over then. And I had no hesitation because I know he's huge for our program. He's a great player, and he'll do a lot for our DB core and even maybe a little bit at receiver. But it's always fun to play with your brother. I remember back in high school playing with him, and it was fun winning our first championship there at that high school together. And hopefully we can do it again over here at BYU. So it should be really fun.
And Warner Brothers is too easy, right, of a nickname. It's too good. You just have to go with it, right?
Right. Yeah, too easy.
Okay, well, if you come up with something better or you want to discuss that, we can certainly have that conversation on the show.
Yeah, I like Warner Brothers. It's catchy. You can make T-shirts, stuff like that.
Absolutely. And he'll be here in January, correct?
Yeah, January, correct.
Fred, great to have you on the show, man. Congratulations on getting to 7-2. Good luck against Missouri.
Thank you. Appreciate it.